Here's something that might blow your mind. Right now, in this very moment, you're not experiencing reality as it actually is. You're experiencing reality as you believe it to be. And that's not some mystical woo-woo statement. That's neuroscience. That's philosophy. It's the hidden code that's been running your entire life. Think about it. Two people can go through the exact same event, the same breakup, the same job loss, the same criticism, and one person walks away devastated while the other walks away empowered. Same reality, completely different experience. Why? Because they believe different things about what happened. Your beliefs are like invisible architects, constantly building the world you live in. They determine what you notice and what you ignore. They shape what feels possible and what feels impossible. They literally filter your reality before you even consciously perceive it. And here's the wildest part. Most of these beliefs, you didn't even choose them. They were installed in you before you could think critically about them. So today, we're going deep. We're talking about how beliefs don't just influence your reality, they create it. And once you understand this mechanism, once you see how it works, you can't unsee it. You'll start noticing it everywhere, in yourself, in others, in the entire structure of human experience. Now, if you're someone who wants to dive even deeper into these philosophical ideas but you're living a busy life, I've got something for you. Check the description to download our ebook, Philosophy for Busy People, which explores these ideas in a simple, practical way you can apply today. It breaks down the big philosophical concepts that actually matter for how you live, not just what you think about in theory. But right now, let's unpack this. Because what I'm about to share with you isn't just interesting, it's life-changing. Ready? Let's go. So first, let's understand what a belief actually is. A belief is just a thought you've thought so many times that it feels like truth. That's it. It's not necessarily true. It just feels true because you've repeated it, reinforced it, and built evidence around it. Here's how it works. You have an experience. Let's say you're 7 years old and you raise your hand in class to answer a question. You get it wrong. Kids laugh. The teacher looks disappointed. In that moment, your brain does something incredible and dangerous. It doesn't just record the event. It creates meaning from it. And that meaning becomes a belief. Maybe the belief is, I'm not smart. Or, speaking up is dangerous. Or, other people will judge me if I make mistakes. That belief then becomes a lens. And from that point forward, you're not seeing reality clearly anymore. You're seeing reality through that lens. Fast forward 20 years, you're in a meeting at work. You have an idea. It's a good one, but you don't share it. Why? Because that belief from when you were 7 is still running in the background. It's filtering your perception. It's predicting danger where there might not be any. It's literally shaping what feels possible for you in that moment. And here's where it gets really mind-blowing. Your brain is a prediction machine. It's not passively receiving reality. It's actively constructing it based on what it expects to find. Neuroscientist Lisa Feldman Barrett calls this predictive processing. Your brain uses your beliefs to predict what's going to happen next, and then it looks for evidence to confirm those predictions. So if you believe people don't like you, your brain will scan every interaction for micro signs of rejection. A slight pause before someone responds, rejection. Someone looking at their phone? Proof they find you boring? Your brain will find what it's looking for because that's what it's been trained to find. Wow, this isn't a new idea. 2,400 years ago, Plato told a story that perfectly captures this concept. You've probably heard of it. The allegory of the cave. In the story, prisoners are chained in a cave, facing a wall. Behind them is a fire, and between the fire and the prisoners, people carry objects that cast shadows on the wall. The prisoners have been there their whole lives. The shadows are their reality. It's all they know. If you ask them, they would swear that those shadows are real, that they represent the fullness of what exists. Then one prisoner breaks free. He turns around, sees the fire, the objects, the people. He walks out of the cave and sees the sun, trees, the actual world. His entire understanding of reality is shattered. Everything he believed was real was just a projection, a shadow of something deeper. Plato was talking about philosophical enlightenment, but the metaphor works perfectly for beliefs. We're all living in caves of our own making. The shadows on our walls are the beliefs we've accepted without questioning. And most of us never turn around. We never question whether what we're seeing is actually real or just a projection of our conditioning. What if your deepest fears are just shadows? What if the limitations you feel are just the edges of beliefs you've never examined? What if your potential isn't limited by reality but by what you believe is possible? Let's get practical. Because beliefs don't just shape perception, they shape behavior. And behavior shapes outcomes. It creates what psychologists call a self-fulfilling prophecy. Here's an example. Imagine someone who believes I'm bad at relationships. That belief affects everything. That affects how they show up on dates. Maybe they're more guarded, less vulnerable, more likely to expect disappointment. It affects what they notice. They'll remember every small conflict and forget every moment of connection, and it affects how they interpret ambiguous situations. A partner wants space must mean they're losing interest. All of these belief-driven behaviors then create the exact outcome the person feared. The relationship struggles, maybe it ends. And the person says, "See, I knew it. I'm bad at relationships." They're not bad at relationships. They just have a belief that makes healthy relationships nearly impossible. Now flip it. Someone believes, I'm capable of deep, healthy love. Same situations arise, conflicts, misunderstandings, but they interpret them differently. They see challenges as opportunities to grow closer. They communicate more openly because they're not expecting rejection. They bring a different energy to the relationship, and that energy shaped by that belief creates different outcomes. Same person, different belief, different reality. This is what Nietzsche understood when he said that there are no facts, only interpretations. He wasn't saying truth doesn't exist. He was saying that human beings never experience pure truth. We experience our interpretation of events. Those interpretations are shaped by our values, our beliefs, our perspective. So here's the question you need to ask yourself. What beliefs are currently running your life? Most people have never done this. They've never actually examined the operating system that's determining their thoughts, emotions, and choices every single day. Let me give you a framework. Beliefs operate in three major domains. First, beliefs about yourself. Am I worthy? Am I capable? Am I lovable? Do I deserve success, happiness, peace? These self-beliefs are the foundation of everything. If you believe you're not worthy, you'll unconsciously sabotage opportunities that require you to claim your worth. Second, beliefs about other people. Are people generally trustworthy or dangerous? Are they out for themselves or capable of genuine care? Do I need to protect myself or can I open up? These beliefs determine the quality of every relationship you have. Third, beliefs about the world. Is the world a safe place or a threatening one? Is it abundant or scarce? Does hard work pay off? Or is success just luck? These beliefs shape your sense of possibility, your willingness to take risks, your capacity for hope. Now here's what's crucial. You didn't consciously choose most of these beliefs. They were formed in childhood, in moments of pain, confusion, or fear. They were absorbed from your parents, your culture, your early experiences, and they've been running on autopilot ever since. But here's the empowering part. Just because a belief was unconsciously installed doesn't mean it has to stay. Beliefs can be examined, questioned, and changed. Not easily, not overnight, but absolutely. Let me tell you about a study that illustrates this perfectly. Psychologist Carol Dweck researched what she calls fixed mindset versus growth mindset. People with a fixed mindset believe intelligence and talent are static. You're either smart or you're not. People with a growth mindset believe abilities can be developed through effort and learning. Dweck found that these beliefs completely changed how students approach challenges. Fixed mindset students avoided difficult tasks because failure would mean they're not smart. Growth mindset students sought out challenges because struggle meant they were learning. Same students, same intelligence, different beliefs. Over time, those beliefs created dramatically different outcomes. The growth mindset students actually became more capable, not because they were born smarter, but because their belief allowed them to engage with difficulty instead of avoiding it. This is the power of belief. It doesn't just change how you feel about reality, it changes what you do. And what you do changes what becomes real. So let's bring this home. How do you actually use this information? How do you start reshaping your reality by reshaping your beliefs. First, awareness. Start noticing your beliefs. When you have a strong emotional reaction to something, pause and ask, what would I have to believe for this to bother me so much? When you hesitate to take action, ask, what belief is making this feel impossible? Write them down. Make them conscious. Second, question them. Where did this belief come from? Is it actually true, or does it just feel true? What evidence contradicts it? Most limiting beliefs crumble under honest examination because they were formed in moments when you had limited information and perspective. Third, experiment with new beliefs. You don't have to fully believe something new right away. Just try it on, act as if it might be true, and see what happens. If you've always believed you're not creative, spend a week acting as if you are, and notice what changes. Beliefs shift through experience, not just thinking. Here's a simple exercise you can do right now. Finish this sentence. I am someone who. Whatever comes after that is a core identity belief. Now ask yourself, is that belief serving me? Is it opening possibilities or closing them? If it's limiting you, create a new statement. I am someone who is learning too. I am someone who is becoming. Give yourself permission to evolve. Here's the truth that changes everything. Your beliefs are not facts, they're choices. Choices that were made for you when you were too young to choose for yourself. But now you can choose. You can examine the shadows on the wall, turn around, and see what's actually there. Your reality isn't fixed. It's fluid. It's shaped every moment by what you believe is true, what you believe is possible, what you believe you deserve. In the moment you realize that, the moment you truly understand that your beliefs are creating your experience, you step into a different kind of power. Not the power to control everything that happens, but the power to control what it means. And that changes everything. So I'll leave you with this. What if the life you want isn't on the other side of changing your circumstances? What if it's on the other side of changing what you believe about yourself, about others, about what's possible? What if you're not stuck in reality? What if you're stuck in a belief about reality? And what if right now you could start to question that belief? That's not just philosophy. It's freedom. And it starts with one simple question. What do I believe? And is it true? Thanks for watching. If this shifted something for you, let me know in the comments what belief you're ready to question. And remember, check the description for that ebook if you want to keep exploring these ideas. I'll see you in the next one.